Our chariot awaits, cutie. Get in the truck. Because if you don't, I'm gonna take you here, on the ground, while everyone watches. It makes no difference to me. I thought so. Get in. If we're gonna get out of this train wreck in one piece, you're gonna need to start listening to me the first time I tell you to do something. Yes, I said get out. I have no intention of staying with this fucked up crew a second longer than I have to. And you should also know that I have no intention of fucking you against your will either. I said what I had to get time alone with you. If that scared you, I'm sorry. But I didn't have much choice. Cody wasn't about to hand you over to me if all I did was ask nicely. Yes, his name is Cody. He's a water elemental and the leader of this little slicer gang of his. It's not a concept he came up with. There are isolated groups like this scattered across the Imperium. Or that's the rumor, anyway. But he has managed to operate on a larger scale than most of the others, helped in no small part, however unwillingly, by me. I'm a demon. Yes. Which is what allows this group to function. Humans can't sever each other's connections to magic. It's too difficult. It's hard for even a demon to do it. Cores don't take kindly to having their threads sliced. Each time I do it to another hapless human-born, it damn near takes me out. And then by the time I manage to recover, it's always time to do it again. I've been running on empty since nearly the first moment I landed on this plane. Yes. The stories are true. Demons are far more powerful magic users than humans. Not that it's done me any good here. I might be strong, but in the face of the might of the Imperium, I'm just one person. If they get a hold of me, they have the numbers to destroy me without batting an eye. So I've had to hide from their sight. But almost every person on this godforsaken plane is either in the Imperium's pocket or too scared to resist them, and they would report me in a second. And I don't have the luxury of staying on my own. Without energy from a sovereign, a demon's only potential source of energy is the emotions of humans. I need to be near people to stay alive. So I ended up with this crew, doing what I had to survive. No. I spent most of my life in Aria, the demonic plane. I only knew of your world from the old stories about the cacophony, back before we sealed ourselves away. But I ended up on the wrong side of the chorus's opinion, and it landed me here. Do you know the story of the Sovereigns? Yes, that's the short version. The slightly longer one is that they made us, kept us alive and subservient to them, and then grew dissatisfied with their creation. So they sought out greener pastures and ended up here in your world. They experimented on your people, giving some of them powers, trying to make a better creation. And eventually, both of our kinds rose up against them, together, and defeated them. The stories of what humanity was back then, compared to now, it's unrecognizable. The people we allied with in that age, they were nothing like what humans have become. Sealing ourselves away turned out to be the best decision we could have made, apparently. But the demonic side of the story doesn't end there. At the end of the cacophony, what your kind calls the cataclysm, we dragged the defeated sovereigns back into Aria and imprisoned them. We rely on them for energy. In Aria, there is no alternative form of sustenance. It either has to come from sovereigns, or, we later found out, humans are a viable substitute if we're on your plane. So, my people turned the Sovereign's original plan against them. They had tried to leave Aria, abandoning us to starve while they played with humans. So instead, we chained them to our plane, and now we freely take the energy from them that they tried to deny us. It's been that way for ages now. But there are those of us who take issue with the treatment of the sovereigns. What they did to us was wrong. What they did to your people was wrong, but this kind of imprisonment, immobile, constantly drained of energy, trapped, in theory, for all eternity. It seems inhumane. I don't know what the correct answer is. If they were completely free, there's every likelihood that they would do exactly what they did before, all over again. But this treatment of them just seems cruel. And in Aria, to even say that statement aloud risks retribution from the chorus. A retribution that I received. I was banished from Aria. There are only a few demons that know how to make rifts that allow travel between our realms, and they all serve the chorus. They opened a rift and threw me into it, and I landed here with no way to ever get home. So until now, I've done whatever it took to stay alive. But being alive and living are two different things. The longer I've been here, the more I've learned. The more rumors I've picked up on. There's word that there are havens for demons. Places where we're sheltered from the Imperium. Until very recently, I was never close enough to any of those places to try and get there. But we're in Dahlia now, and the academy here is apparently one of those safe places. That's where I'm going, and you're coming with me. Because I need an insurance policy, and you are it. In case you haven't noticed, I don't trust a single thing in this world as far as I can throw it. And with good reason. There's every chance that these rumors of the Academy being a haven are bullshit. And if that ends up being true, I'm going to need a way out. That's you. Because the president of the Academy is obsessed with human-borns. Considers them some kind of superior race among empowered humans. If this goes south, and the Academy is a trap, having a human-born with me, vouching for me, is about the closest thing I can get to a guaranteed backup plan. What do you mean you don't want to go to the Academy? Why not? Of course, they're ultimately under the control of the Imperium if you run it all the way up the ladder. Everything here is. What difference does it make? There, you could actually learn how to control your powers. You could stop running. Stop being a target. You can't hide your powers forever. You know that. You've seen that today. What do you expect? That you can beg Cody to let you keep your powers? Join the crew? Become a slicer with him? What little I know of you, I know you don't want that. You don't want to be like them. No matter what they say, this is not an errand of mercy. Hating something bad doesn't automatically make you good. I've seen what they do to the people who fight back. They're not doing this to keep families together. By the time they find human-borns, most of them have been kicked out of their homes. They don't have families anymore. Like you. Because those are the ones that are an easy target. So they run them down, and if they fight back, they beat them into submission before bringing me in. Stringing me along on just enough energy to survive. Kept around for sex and slicing, no matter my feelings towards either of those things. Cody has some kind of god complex that gets fulfilled every time I cut off a human's connection to magic. Every time. I'm not gonna do it anymore. You didn't want Cody to slice your powers. You begged him not to. You didn't want to lose them. But you also didn't want to get found by the department. You want to have your cake and eat it too. Well, guess what? In this world, you can't. The only long-term answers to this are you either reveal to the world that you're human-born, you learn to control your powers and maybe do some good with them, or you let Cody slice your threads and go back to being no one. And I don't have to tell you that you can't afford to be no one in this world. Keep your powers, Freelancer. Learn what you can do with them, and then use them to make this place a little less of a shithole. A Freelancer. Yes. That's what you are. I can feel it in your aura. Non-specialized magic user. You have the entire breadth and depth of magic ahead of you, if you let there be. The only way to make change in a world like this is by having power. So take every opportunity to get as much as you can. And just make sure you don't lose yourself along the way. Will you help me get into the academy? Thank you. You probably just saved my life. Fuck. I think that means we're stopping for the night. To pull this off, we're gonna need to take one of these vehicles. Whenever we stop somewhere for a night, Cody collects all the keys and keeps them to himself. We'll need to go get a set from him. Oh, don't worry. I don't plan to ask him. I plan to take them. And I'd love nothing more than for him to try and stop me. We'll wait an hour before we make a move. They should all be asleep by then. This one's his. Stay behind me and stay close. I won't let him hurt you. Come on. Wake up, Aquafina. I need a set of keys. The ones to one of the smaller vehicles, if you don't mind. What? Where the hell do you think you are going? Far away from here. And from you. Keys. Now. Over my dead body. Oh God, I'm glad you said that. How does it feel to have your powers be the ones that are muted? Push me any further, and I'll sever them completely. Keys. Without us to cover for you, the Imperium will hunt you down. I would rather die at the hands of the Imperium than let you use me for another second. Trying to keep me as your personal little fuck machine. Making me trade my body and my powers for survival. What are you gonna do now, Incubus? Fuck me to death. Do you have any idea how thin the line between pleasure and pain is? How easily ecstasy becomes agony? I'm gonna give you the pleasure you wanted so badly one last time. So much of it that it burns out every receptor in that twisted brain of yours and you never feel it again. We should go. The others will have heard that. Come on.